Hello, Max. Thank you for joining me today. I am the fortunate position to talk with To the Max. Yeah, you have seen him on my channel quite a lot because he's responsible for making all the great videos, all the impromptu videos we did so far, and of course. Today we're going to talk about his very own project, To the Max. And so thank you for joining me and thank you for helping me with all the other things you did in the background, but people might
Yeah,
not
no
know.
problem.
So please introduce yourself and say who you are,
Sure.
what you do, why you do it, why you want to do it, where you want to go, what you want to do. Blah, 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 blah. Just start.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm Henny. I'm taking the mic. My name is Max. I'm currently a software engineer. I have my final exam tomorrow, my oral exam. So I hope this will go positive and then I'm done with my education for that. Um, I am doing music production since 2 years now, around 2 years, I guess. And it started with meeting you, with meeting Tobias.
It was all
I
my
think we,
fault.
yeah, you got me into this help. Um, you found me, or we found each other on the Backstage Pro webpage for like linking musicians and stuff. And then we got into talking, and you were inviting me to your older practice room, and then we started jamming and stuff. And after some time, we tried to do music together. And in the beginning, I remember I was going to your place and like mixing stuff at yours and we tried to write music at your studio. But yeah, things changed quite a lot from that time, if I remember.
Yeah, quite a
Um,
lot.
yeah. And then basically came all to that I have my own home studio here now. And yeah, I'm taking over the new sound of, first of all, my project, some of the projects that you have seen in the past of Megal Modash, the videos that we did, the live videos, the performances that was from my mixing and mastering. Yeah, and now we are currently in writing my first album, you could say. I think we are having like quite an amount of songs, and now it's all about settling down for what songs do we take and rearranging some stuff, recomposing things. Yeah, but it's going pretty good.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, you were making music before I met you, you know. I mean, but
Yeah, sure.
I just met you because we were kind of like-minded in the music we wanted to make. I think we bonded mostly over Rammstein, and I liked the heavy stuff, and
Yeah,
you are, I just wanted to say you were, but you still are a big Rammstein fan.
yeah,
So and yeah, and so is I mean, we talked about it in the past. It was kind of, it's always tough to find like-minded people. It's
hmm,
I'm from Jena, as you know, and here it's stoner rock and whatever, and I could easily play in a lot of bands, but I wanted to do something else, and this is sometimes such a big struggle to find people who are not wanting to just repeat what others have done and try something
yeah.
new. So I was very happy as I found you that
But
we could kind of start. I mean, we will not reinvent the wheel, So to the audience, this is not,
yeah,
we're not
it's not.
starting anything new, but it's so cool to find people who are kind of have the same drive and the same yeah, we're just not stuck in just, I want to just do blues rock or just death metal or just this and that.
Uh,
So yeah, I mean, um, yeah. So I'm very happy to have you, and of course, like you already said, you helped quite a lot with the videos, and you are as crazy as me. And that's a good thing, because there was this big amount of snow, and we just said, "Oh man, this is so much snow. We should make something." And then you just like, "Okay," you came over, and we made an impromptu video, and it's cool.
Yeah.
So
I think that was the most fun that we had in the project so far, because it was
very
so
cold. It was very cold.
But you were going through it like a man. But
like a man.
no, but we had that was pretty good. And then cutting it was also very fun. Like not mixing, just cutting the video together. Yeah, that was pretty cool. What did I want? Yeah, when you said that we wanted to do something like new, or not sticking to things that everybody knows and doing things that everybody does. In the beginning, I had quite the problems with that, because of my like fanboyish liking of Rammstein and Till Lindemann's singing and stuff.
I tried to noticed that.
I tried to copy that. Like I, instead of taking what I really like from it and like going beyond that, I tried to copy what I already knew. And then like, sure, when you start out doing music and writing music, that's exactly what you should do. You should figure out how do the songs work that you like. You should maybe cover them. That's what I'm still doing up to now. I'm covering songs that I really like, just to get into it, like where they may be written, what can you learn from just doing a study basically about that. And so in the beginning we had quite the problems also managing how are we going to do it, where do we want to put our music, is it going over Megalmodash, are we trying to start a new project, do I have a project even, do we have a future band or something. And now everything is settled down. And yeah, it was quite messy in the beginning, and very unthoughtful in a way, but also sometimes the chaos is the nice thing about it.
Yeah, a storm or a thunder rainstorm cleans the air. So this is fine. And I remember that, and I was kind of, and you're absolutely right. There's a very slight age difference between us. So through what you have gone, I'm already have gone a few years back. So in a way, I could see the struggle, and I didn't really know how to approach it. And I mean, I think we got a really nice way of dealing with it, and I see it like, Rammstein is inspired a little bit by Laibach, and Laibach is, for me, a big community of musicians. I like very little songs of Laibach, I have to admit. I like their style, and I like how they approach music, and that this is a big conglomerate of people who are making music and art together. So, and this is how we are now, and I really like this idea, because I really hate to force myself on someone, to kind of say, okay, this is, how you have to make music to be in this band. And on the other hand, I also hated to start over new again and again, because I started my Megalmodash project because I couldn't find the people who wanted to make music with me. So I was like, okay, I do it on my own. And then I added later people, and then some we didn't like that, and when we change it and we write new music, and it was kind of, I restarted Megalmodash like 3 or 4 times, and I was kind of getting tired of it. But on the same time, I didn't want it to force somebody to do something that they didn't like. So I think we got a really nice way of dealing with it. So basically, what we did is we have kind of a band, but everyone has his own separate project, and we can interchange each other. So whatever is needed, or I really like this approach, because this gives at least me, and I think you too, and other people involved as well, so much freedom, because there is no right or wrong, and we can go wherever you want to go. And you present me a new song. Oh, do you like that? Or I want to, and we just have to kind of decide at the end, once it's done, which label we put on it. But we're basically involved in all the songs, and that's cool. I like that, because this keeps it fresh and interesting for us, for ourselves. To kind of you kick me out of my bubble, I kick you out of my bubble, of your bubble, and the other musicians as well. And I really think this is very beneficial. This is. We're going to talk about this later on, because this is one of the questions I wanted to talk with you about anyway. We have no high aspirations. It would be nice to have a few nice concerts and stuff and gigs, but we just do it for the fun of us, for what we really want to do and to better ourselves. And like you already said, you started with your mixing and mastering, and so. Anyway, I'm talking already too much again.
It's fine.
But I just wanted to say, with so many words, I'm very happy in the way we are right now. So it's kind of I like the freedom and the freedom, but you're not alone, because I always hated to be alone in my Megalmodash project, and it was like, oh man, I because I know how well I play off with other people, and we already experienced that, because you make a tune and I give you my voice and my ideas I have with it, and then I didn't thought about this, and then things evolve, and this is really what music is. It's a little bit weird, because in the past we used to do this or at least I used to do it in the rehearsal space, that you kind of play, and try this and try. And now it's kind of more digital, but it's also cool because we have all these digital workstations, and we have now video chat. We are even in the same city, but we're still doing it this way, and it's cool that we have so many new tools at our disposal and can make music whenever we feel like it. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I think it's very beneficial now that we can, or that we have such a freedom with music, that we can do it wherever we want, and wherever we go, we can just I feel like I want to record something. You plug in your guitar somewhere. You can even just put your phone down and start recording a riff or something, or humming a melody for your part. I don't know. And then we can also pretty fast share it. Like you can just upload it to a cloud, and we can send files to each other, and then so maybe we can talk a bit about how we did approach things and how we are approaching them now, like more in detail.
Okay.
So in the beginning, we settled down, like after some time, we settled down that I will do the instrumentals, because I really felt like that's my thing, like mixing and producing, especially producing. Searching for the composition, how do you want to arrange the songs, that is really my thing. And back in the days, I was still, like, as I talked already about, very Rammsteinish. So the compositions were not bad, but they were very boring, because everything that you heard was there before. So now we're mixing things up, but not to the degree that sometimes there are bands that just mix things up so hard just to be different that it's getting annoying. Like, they want to label, we are new, we are different, onto their music, and they're just going anywhere with it, but they don't have a clear idea where do they want to put their music? What do you want to express with your music? So it's not that, not that different from what you would expect, but just basically going with the ideas that you come across at the first time. So when I had an idea, a melody or something, I was always thinking too much into it. Like, how do I know? Did this band do it? How can I do it for my song? And that's it's not a bad approach, but it's a very lazy approach, because what you tend to be doing is you're just copying what was there already. Like, you take a thing and you just give it a new skin, kind of. You take the same exact arrangement or composition, and you just give it some new shiny notes and a different drum pattern, and then that's your new song. But that's not how you should write music. What we're doing now is sometimes we are going to the practice room, and one of us has an idea, and we are just taking that simple idea. It might be a guitar riff, it might be a text from you, it might be a drumming pattern that our drummer came up with, and then we are just taking that one simple idea and we are building the song around that simple idea. And I think the nice thing is with that, you're going into the song completely unbiased, and you can build something completely new, because the song is speaking, or the song is the only thing that is speaking into itself. Because you just need to also, of course, develop an ear for, okay, what could come after, and then writing it. But that's coming with learning how the instruments work. As soon as you know how you play the drum set and the bass and the guitar, you come up with better ideas more often, and you can put them into your song easier. You can make transitions easier. You can be more complex with a very simple idea, and that's kind of the magic behind it. That you have a clear theme, or basically it's a clear theme, and you
It's a clear
go around
theme,
that.
and it's also something that comes a little bit when you grow more. How you say, when you are more knowing what you can do, and when you basically what you described is you let the song decide where it wants to go. You kind of, you have an idea, and then you could sit down and just, it needs to be this and this and this. But when if you just let it free and let it free floating and just see where it goes, and then, like, I remember in the beginning we had the problem that you're kind of, and here you sing like this, and here you sing like that, and here, and it was like, it was for me really like, okay, I really had to focus, and okay, here, and then, but it wouldn't be free floating. It would be kind of like, kind of, you can cut and paste and whatever. Yeah, I mean, but now we are at a point where we just like, okay, this is the idea. We have no idea where it will really go to. We just know we only want to do what we like, and what comes naturally. What kind of the song demands, and this is kind of, we achieved the next level. I remember, I think I gave this example before. As the last CD I ever bought was Californication, and there you could really, the songs were good, but they were not overstuffed. They were just what it needed to be, and they are all really, really good musicians, but they didn't put in too much stuff to not smother the song, not to kill it, to the spark it has. And this is now, I mean, I'm not comparing us to Red Hot Chili Peppers or something, but we are at the point where we now like, okay, let's see where this goes. And if it goes somewhere where we like it, we take it. And if not, then, we have another idea. And this is also the good thing. We have more than enough ideas. It's not like my biggest problem at the moment is I don't know where to start. I have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 songs I should work on. And I'm like, okay, I will get to it. Don't worry. But it's kind of
that's fine.
It's for me, I see it as a luxury problem that I kind of have so much cool music I want to do, and this is also, I take myself or I give myself the freedom to do it when I feel right, because you as a musician, you could sit down now, take your guitar and put down a song. It's no problem, even if you're inspired or not. You could put something down, and I could do the same with my voice. But I rather have, a moment where I'm really inspired and like, oh yeah, now I feel like it. And then it's so much better. And this also comes with age, or, with some more knowledge, that you don't force it, but when it's there, you use it, and
Yeah.
and this is the good place where we are right now. And as I already alluded to a little bit, we are not. I mean, we talked about it off the air. It would be really cool to present our songs live, but on the other hand, we don't. You know, it's a little bit tiring to go after this, and especially if you're a nobody, a band nobody knows. Nobody's waiting for us to storm the stage and come on the scene and like, oh yeah, we waited for you for years and now you're here. And so it's kind of like we would like to present it live, once we have enough
Sure.
songs in our repository, but also, we want to do it right, and so we will not
Yeah.
take every, I don't know, every opportunity, that presents itself. It should be maybe we are too full of ourselves or something, but it should be something that we really want to play.
Yeah. I think what we can do, or what we are doing now in the past time, especially you, like basically just you, was building up the online presence of our projects. So I think this can come in quite handy once we are finished working on our productions now. And yeah, then I see it the same way. I don't want to take every concert with my project. I want to put in more effort into one or two concerts a month than going there every weekend. But it's not also family and having a partner, being in a relationship is not allowing for that, and also it's not very it's not very convenient to just be gone every weekend or during the weekend. Yeah, times changed, so the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll is not really
Yeah,
there anymore. But I'm not the type at all for that, so I'm not sad. I don't live for the fame in music. I just live for the music itself. And so I'm not mad that I cannot take every concert, or I don't even want to do that, because when I want to present my music, I put in 100% of the effort also into the show and into doing everything. But then after that, I'm done and I'm going back to my normal life. And then when the time is there again, I concentrate 100% for those 5 hours, whatever it takes, like with preparation and going there, going through the stage and preparing everything. I'm 100% focused on doing my thing, and then I'm switching back to normal life. Yeah, I don't know, that's kind of the magic there, that you can relieve yourself in some hours, all of the stress and maybe also all of the bad thoughts that you have. They're just gone because you're living in the music. And then yeah, I think could be a bit like therapy.
Yeah,
And
this is what I really, I was once quite addicted to performances. I did a lot of acting and stuff, because I thrive on the energy you get from the people when you are on stage, and so but fortunately I got a little bit older and a little bit more calmer and stuff. I'm still looking forward to it, and I'm really, it will be fun, and I will always be excited and nervous, and have some stage fright and whatever. But it will be cool, and we also might have a problem. That's why we will have so many gigs. I presume is that we are not, in a way, our music fits a lot of genres, but we don't really fit somewhere. It's kind of
we
like,
don't fit.
Yeah,
We don't fit somewhere specifically because we are so genre fluid, I would guess. Like, of course, we are. If you're just listening to, I don't know, radio music, you can label us definitely as metal. or industrial metal for sure. But if you go deeper into the music scene, a lot of people wouldn't be able to label us. And I don't even want to get a label on my head because I think the problem with that is it can be misleading, because with a label or genre, there's always coming bias. Like if you say, oh yeah, that's pop music, people are like, oh, okay, that's there's a lot of money behind it. The singer maybe cannot really perform and has no heart and sold his soul to rock and roll. No, you know where I'm getting. So I hate it when you are like, yeah, labeling everything in music. And I sure was like that before too, with some music, like with pop or rap, just basically music that I don't like or that I don't listen. Okay, let's rephrase that I think have the least amount of effort put into. Because I think there is a connection between the effort that you put in music and how good the music turns out to be. That doesn't mean that when you polish a piece of shit for 2 years that it comes out good. That's not what it is. But effort is like not just polishing and producing and making it, sound nice. It's about where's the idea coming from? Is the idea a true thing that you want to express? Is there something that you want to give your listeners on their way? Stuff like that. And that's where really effort is, shining in a piece of music. And then there are genres, or I thought so, that there are genres which don't have any effort at all, where I was proven wrong. Like there are still some pop musicians, also very popular pop musicians, who are putting in a lot of effort for the music, who are really, behind that, and which are not completely going after the labels and what the labels want from them, but they are independent in a way, which is always good. But the problem is the way that it's sold. I think that music is sold like, just another consumable of the entertainment industry. And I think that's a thing that is going through every type of entertainment. Like the gaming industry has the same problem. There are companies who are just, selling their products to be something that you consume and not a game experience in the art and in the, in the actual feeling of playing a game and being immersed. A lot of companies just sell them as, buy it and then have fun for 6 hours and then never touch it again. And yeah, that's the same thing with music. That's why most of the songs now are 3 minutes, A B A B or A B C B, you name it. And that's kind of destroying everything in the entertainment. But of course, there are always gems everywhere. And I'm trying to look at it more positive now than before, because you can get, a very cynical point of view about different music. You can be like, oh yeah, all the pop music is terrible and they're heartless and there's no effort into it, which is not true entirely. Yeah, it just comes down to the musician himself. And back to what I started again, the argument, how I started the argument. That's why I don't like labeling, because as soon as, you refer to something as pop, you have those ideas that I had previous too. I felt victim to that too. And, now I got out of that and I'm like listening to music as for what it is. And I'm judging it based on that and not based on what genre it is, where is it coming from, who's playing it. Do I like the person? Do I not like the person? Of course, that's also a bit like important, but yeah, just taking the music as what the music is. And I think in the genre that we are playing in metal, it's not working like that. So metalheads are very, they are very correct when it's about their black metal. What more is there? I don't know. There's so much.
Death metal. And,
Death metal.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you
There's too
want.
much.
Metalcore.
Yeah, metalcore too.
Grindcore, crustcore. you know,
And they are very strict with what music they are getting presented. So getting a crisp in the metal scene, getting a stable foot in the metal scene will be hard because there's so much, you know, they are too strict with their music. They're a bit too, I don't know, a bit too
yeah.
closed off.
I'm
Something that they don't necessarily practice what they preach in that sense, because their songs are mostly about, you know, the societal issues, and then they're falling into the same trap basically, and it's a bit ironic.
okay. You wanna be more precise or concrete? What you mean here?
So that there are that in metal, mostly most of the metal songs or most of the metal artists are having societal songs, like societal issue songs, and one of the the I think biggest problems that we have now in society is the whole labeling thing, that you just look at something and you're like, oh, who's it from? Who is it? Oh yeah, from that
Okay,
guy.
okay, okay. Yeah,
Okay, we are
this
going
is
to
the
label it. You know,
irony. I see. Okay,
that's
yeah,
the
no.
irony kind of, because they're doing the same thing with their genres. They're like, oh no, that's not black metal. I will
Yeah.
not listen to that. It's not grindcore. Oh no, that's bad music.
Yeah,
So
no. This is of
that's
course
yeah.
absolutely not my thing, because it's kind of um, it's well, I have you know I have to. I think I said it before, but my problem is, okay, I'm completely with you. Labeling is bad. On the other hand, as a radio DJ, I need some labels, because
Yeah.
otherwise it can be everything, and I cannot listen to every music that comes out. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know. There's like 50,000 new songs per day on Spotify. I cannot go through them all and just find the three gems I like. You know, so I don't have a time for that. So in a way, I need some labeling. I try to be open-minded and not to be so you know, like you just said, with a death metal guys or whatever. Um, but yeah, I struggle with that. You know,
Yeah.
I wanna. But the truth is, you know, to be absolutely honest here, it is mostly like, I can say I don't like rap, I don't like R&B. You know, there will be maybe in 1,000 R&B songs there will be one I will like, but it's too tough to go through 1,000
Yeah.
songs to find the one. When I rather gay through go sorry
Go.
when I rather go through genre, when I rather gay
Yeah.
through genres, when I rather go through genres, I know there will be more. I will have more luck to find what I'm looking for, and this is more for me, you know, gothic and dark wave and industrial metal
Yeah.
and this stuff. So the hit quote for me to find what I want is much higher there. So that's why I'm going there, or alternative rock or so. What I also want to point out, as you were talking, is, you know, we both, and also the musicians and all the other people who might listen to that, we can be the difference here, you know, because it's if we complain about you know, that the Spotifyization of a music, you know, that you have the hook line into the 30 seconds and it's only 1:30 long, so you can play it more often and it can get more streams and whatever. So do the opposite. You know, just yesterday I talked with a guy. His starting song was 7 minutes something, and we talked about exactly this issue. Be the difference you want to see, you know, because I
Yeah.
always believe there's the pendulum swings in one direction, and then there will be an anti-movement, like, oh, this is soulless music just made for the AI, so that you get more hyped or whatever, you know. So be the difference. The same with my channel here, you know. I know this is not for everyone, and not everyone should listen to it, and I also hate if I listen to other YouTube channels, like, and you know, please like and subscribe and leave a like there and put it in a comment and what you like next to see. And I hate this, so I don't do it, you know. I think I could have much more followers and subscribers and whatever if I would do it, in front of a video and in the back of a video, to put it like, I know how this, but I don't want it. So I'm the change here. I don't, I just believe in that quality will go through, and this is not for everyone, and I know I'm just talking with you, and most people will not be interested, but there might be 10 people on this earth who are looking for this and kind of like, oh, to the max, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's interesting, and so that's fine with me. I'm not. The good thing is I'm not in it for the money. I don't need to live from that. And you are also, we're in a very blessed situation, both of us. You have a good job,
True.
I have a good job, and we live in a very stable society. We don't have to worry about that. We have enough food and water and clean energy and whatever. So we have a luxury to do fun stuff, and this is a fun thing for me. And so I don't have any overlords I have to answer to and say, this segment is not for monetization, and this one is not for this and that. Fuck that. I can swear on my program. It's my program. Fuck that. Just do what you want and stick with it. And I'm doing this for a year now, and I'm a nobody. But I talked with so many interesting people, including you. Wink, wink. No, but it's kind of like, I'm got so many connections here, and I really enjoy that. I'm putting it down a little bit with all the conversations, because it takes a while, and you have to set up this stuff. So I'm kind of are down to one conversation per week now, but I still like it, and I will continue to do it. And whoever likes it will check it out, and who doesn't, who the fuck cares? Then just don't follow me, and that's it. And if you want to know about me, then just anyway. So what I want to say is, we are in the lucky position we can just do what we want, and we can also be the change we want to see. So we don't have to adhere to this kind of bullshit that you have to, this is the hype right now. And I think it's really not beneficial if our music would blow up in a way. Look at Justin Bieber. He's one reason what I remember. So because as much as it would be cool to be famous and to live from the music and stuff, it also means you have a lot of overlords to talk to and to kind of and what's the next thing? And no, he lost his grip and stuff. We are unfortunately not living in the era anymore like David Bowie, who kind of reinvented himself a couple of times, and he was allowed to, and we are now. If he would blow up, we would have a lot of friends at the, and everyone wants to be
friends,
knowing with know us and whatever. But how long will it last? And especially in this time and age where you have influencers and all this silly bullshit. Kind of. Everyone has today, it's 15 minutes of fame, and we are not in this. We are here for the long run, and we have time, to develop our stuff. And I'm really happy that we are on this journey together. Like you said in the beginning, you were very much influenced by Rammstein, and this was my problem because your songs were also Rammstein-y, and I could not sing freely to it because it demanded
because it reminded yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It
too
was
much
kind of
to
like I could not break free from the restraints you gave me, but it's absolutely fine, and I'm very happy that we worked through that, because we're like, oh man, I can only do the rolling R on this song. It's kind of demanded it. And then you realized it, and we worked through it, and now we are at a much better place, because now we are in the fun part. Where everything can happen. And I really like that. We can sing English or German or whatever. Maybe one we do in Spanish. I still can sing one in Spanish. Let's see. Um,
You could do
but
that.
but what I want to say, and now I end with this thing, is people should just have fun with what we're doing. And this is the most important thing. If you love what you're doing, and if you're not doing it because, if I don't post a new picture every day and I don't post this and that, and, then the algorithm will kind of put me on. So what the fuck? I mean, are you living for the algorithm, or are you living for yourself and being
doing.
happy?
Yeah.
And really, just one last point, and then I give it over to you. Sorry. If you really need the appreciation of all your millions of faceless followers to be someone, when I guess you have a different problem than not posting one picture. So sorry, I'm stopping now. My tirade.
It's fine. Now I forgot what I wanted to say.
Sorry.
What did I want to say? Wait, you were talking about the...
I was talking about a lot of things.
Yeah, no, about the influencer, and then to up. I think that professionalism is like killing the scene here, because as soon as you are going to rely on certain things now, like if you want to be an influencer, you need to do certain things if you want or not. It doesn't matter. You need to do them in order to even compete, to even have a chance to do anything. And that's not really what I think creativity is. And that's what the social media scene fell victim to. It fell into this very abstract, very crippled kind of creativity hole that we see now everywhere, that everybody is following a trend, but the trends are not very thought through. They are sometimes stupid. They're sometimes life-threatening to some people. When you look at TikTok, there were trends of, I don't know, putting your phone into the microwave, basically smashing your best friend with the back of his head to the ground, stuff like that, where you're like, why does nobody think about that? And that's a whole nother topic. Like, that's social media and narcissistics, I guess.
No.
But no, that's a different topic. We don't get into that today. Today is about music. So yeah, but I see the same problems here in music, that the trend setting is getting weird at the moment. It's trendy to be lazy. It's trendy to not put a lot of effort. It's trendy to make your music sometimes sound like, don't want to say piece of shit, but piece of shit. Like, there are some musicians, I don't want to, go for names, but
name names.
There are some rap hip hop musicians now that are, when you listen to the songs, the topics are completely brain fluid, smooth brain, if you want to say that. There is no thought in the music, and that's trendy, and that's kind of scary, because if you think back some years, when you think about David Bowie, somebody who created a music or created their music completely freely, and of course also he had restraints and he had some orders that he needed to follow in some way, because pop music is something that is like older than him. Of course, pop music started, I think, in the 20s, late 20s, from the 20th century. So like the whole, commercializing of music. But if you look at it now compared to what big musicians we have now, there's no competing in that sense. They can't even reach the level that the creativity level and the level of bringing something new and inspiring. That's kind of getting lost now because of following the trends, and that's kind of sad. That's not really what music should do, or any kind of art should do. Stagnating, and that's kind of scary. Like, if you think about who was in the past 10 years, in the 2010 and up, who was a very, very big musician who is outstanding, who came up new?
I just
and who was not just there for like a year or 2 years, but like is still present now and probably in the future. No one. You could say Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish had her time. She's also like, of course, she has a big fan base now and she's doing fine, but the whole hype is gone. Like it's just blowing up once and then they're gone. But if you think about David Bowie, if you think about, I don't know, Elvis Presley, the Beatles, they were significant in the time being and in the society and in the time that they lived. And now we just have so much people, which is cool. We have tons of different musicians who are doing tons of different stuff, but the stuff that is the most trendiest is the stuff that you can sell the best. And just because you can sell it very good, it doesn't mean that it's a good product.
exactly. And this
Toilet paper is sold. I don't know how much. You can. Everybody needs toilet paper. Does it mean it's something perfect and astonishing? No, not really. And that's what it's getting into. It's like getting just another supply for what you need to get through the day, and then there's like, it's losing the efficiency and the power that music could have.
And for me, this whole thing, I mean, as much as I agree with you, there is not like big artists anymore. I mean, it's only the biggest one are kind of old artists, like Alice Cooper, you could say is still big, and there's still Madonna and other big artists, but they are from a different era, from a different decade, from it's way back. So
maybe let's not say that there are no big artists. There are big artists, but they are not as big as they used to be.
Yes,
like they're still having a follower base into the millions, of course. Like they still have that, but the or let's not say that the follower base is still smaller, but the impact that this musician or those musicians now that are doing are not as broad and not as important in a way. Music has become more of the, like a consumable rather than something that you actually, like an actual creative medium that is forming the society and that can even, start new societal classes in some case. You kind of don't have that strong anymore.
What I wanted to say is, sorry.
No problem.
But this is even, I see it more like as a liberation thing, because it's so unlikely that somebody will hit it big today. This means for me, then do exactly what you like, and nothing else, because what is the purpose of life? Now becoming more philosophical. You be doing what you like to do and expressing yourself, and this is art. And if you just, run after hypes and trends and whatever, you will never be yourself. So, and especially as that is the chance is so low, it's lower than winning the lottery or something. So why would you try to do? I mean, if you like this hype or this thing, then do it. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. But I think this is so. You alluded to it, like this brain dead stuff that is on TikTok or so. It's kind of like you could just shake your head. But I also, like I said already, believe that the pendulum will swing back, because it's so it cannot be like that. And just today I was thinking, what if we would lose all power? And you don't have your internet for a while, and then you had to grow your own crops or whatever, and you kind of back to yourself and what to do now, and get off the couch and not Netflix anymore and whatever. I remember there was a very surreal scene as I was living, I was living for a short time in Africa, and we had a long power out in Africa, and I was writing an email on my laptop, who still had some battery, with a candle. On candlelight, I was writing an email. It was so surreal, It's kind of like power out. I'm still writing because the internet connection. I had a dongle for the internet
Oh
connection,
yeah.
and so I could still send the email with nothing else, so no electricity, and so
Mm,
just today I was thinking about this, how funny this was, this how surreal, and people forget, but I don't want to I don't want to a wasteland, or like how you say, a doomsday scenario where we lose all power, and then we have Mad Max and
hmm.
scrunge around and stuff. I don't want that, but I just want to I want people to realize that there is a reality, and
Yeah.
there is some more important thing, because okay, last philosophical theme here. If you are, just imagine you are on your deathbed, and
Hmm.
then you get asked, so what did you do with your life? And if your answer would be, oh, I watched a lot of TikToks, and they were 3 minutes entertainment bullshit, and it was really cool. If you can say that, fine, good for you. But most people would say, oh man, I had connections with people. I did, I did something that was really fulfilling in life, and I
Yeah.
would change the lives of some people with my music or with my art, or I touched people, and and this is the essence, and this is what
Hmm.
people should strive for.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah, sorry, I
no,
give
no.
over to you.
That's the to touch the same topic. That's something that is frustrating me. Coming back to the trends there, because it's trendy to not do something with your life. Not that it's getting directly advertised, but the things that are trendy are time wasting in a
Hmm.
sense. Of course, like that's a luxury problem. Like wasting your time with stupid things. Like even video games is a time waste. You could do something,
Hmm.
real with it. Um, but in another case, you could say, I just do it for, calming down, relaxing myself, immersing myself into a world, and then it's fine again. Same goes with watching videos on YouTube or TikTok. If you just watch them for the fun and for some giggles and, to let the day go out, that's fine, sure. But
Hmm.
when it's taking over and you have like 5 hours of phone screen time and spending 3 hours a day watching TikToks, it's like, I
Yeah,
don't
the
know,
the the,
like,
the
is there,
balance the balance
yeah, the
needs
balance
needs
is
to be
missing.
there.
And that's what's frustrating me, because people are just scratching the surfaces of topics now because they are so impatient. A lot of people are very impatient now. And because the let's say the entertainment branch has become so perfect with
Hmm.
how to handle their customers. They know, okay, songs must be 3 minutes. You need to have a part, a B part, a C part. It needs to be A, B, C, B. That's how your song needs to be built up. You need to have a hook line at 1:30 to drag your attention. So people fall victim to that, even if they don't want it. They
Hmm.
listen to those songs, and then when they listen to something different that is still good but is not what they know, they get impatient with it. They they cannot handle it, and then they just switch it off, which is frustrating me because there is so much more stuff that everybody could explore, and that could help people make their own lives better, and maybe even inspiring to do something for themselves too, like music or art, or
Hmm.
I don't know, doing a video game. What do I know? Doing a movie. I don't know, go or just going out helping people for whatever reason. There's so much more that a lot of people could do, and it's frustrating me that exactly that thing is not getting advertised at all because it's not sellable. It's not
Hmm.
nice. It's not perfect. It's not efficient in
Hmm.
that mean. And that's very, very frustrating because you're killing the diversity with that. You're killing the individuality of every human who is falling victim to that. That's why me and my girlfriend, we are having some arguments about that. Like if you see somebody on the street, for example,
Hmm.
um, and you look at them and you know what they are wearing and you know how they are walking and stuff like that. You look at their faces and you can paint a picture of that person. Of course, there are exceptions. Not every time you can, like put them, like give them a label and be like, yeah, you're that kind of a person. But in most cases, you exactly know what music are they listening to, what things are they doing. You know that they're not creative. You know that they maybe draw once in a month or something. Stuff like that. But other than that, and that's because the things that are popular are so tremendously efficient and effective that they are changing the behavior of people, and all the people are getting in a way the same. Of course, it's not a bad. It was always like that in a way, but now with the internet, it's a lot worse. And I don't want anyone to feel like attacked by saying that, like you are giving of your individuality for popularity. That's not the feeling that I want to evoke, but just think about that. Like, let that sink in. Think about what is trendy and how has it changed your behavior. Why are you going out the way you're going out? Is it because you like what you're wearing? And when you like what you're wearing, why do you like it? Because everybody else has it? Because it's hype? Because it's trendy?
Because you need to
there
fit
you have
in. You need to fit into your peer group.
And then you have your answer basically right there. And that's and that's the thing. You should completely unbiased go about what do you want to do, what do you want to wear, who do you want to talk to. So I think that's the point that I want to evoke. So when we are having those arguments, I'm always getting into the wrong direction and I cannot really explain what I mean by that, and then it's getting worse. But that's basically what I mean with that. Just that you think about what you're doing and think about why you're doing it. Exactly. And then you get the answer, and that's proving, the point in a way that because of the effectiveness and efficient, sellable, consumable music now, there are a lot of people, are the same. Sadly, very sadly, it's not a thing that I'm saying to be like, you're like below me, you're trash, and you're not an individual human being anymore. But it is like that, and I want to help people get out of that, to make them realize what they're doing and that they have way greater potential. Like some people are having the best skills in singing or in drawing or whatever, and they are not using their time for going for that and doing what they can do already very good. They just are like, yeah, but why would I do it? To help yourself, like to grow on your potential, to not die. Sad.
There's a I have a lot of things to say, but I start with the last thing that popped in my mind. What I really and I fell a little bit victim to it myself, and what you really have to kind of be aware of is do the things also for the right reasons. Like you said now with clothes and whatever. It's also I'm doing my YouTube channel because I like it. And I could, if I get more to the trends and stuff, I could have more followers. And like I said earlier, and don't fall into this machine to be, to just be, you're just chewed out and spit out of a machine anyway. So do what you like inside of the machine, and you cannot escape it. It's kind of silly. We are like little ants, and we can say, okay, this world is so bad, and so, but we're still living in it. So we have to kind of make do. And with
the world is setting the rules, but you can still
exactly. But in your little bubble, in your little freedom, you can use it. Exactly. This is where I wrote down here the sheeple mentality. This is kind of what you alluded to. That kind of people are not thinking for themselves anymore. They get, what's on Netflix? What is this? What is that? And this is the stuff I should wear. And this is, in today. So who the fuck cares? Ask yourself, do you really want these new shoes? Do you really want these new things? Do you really need it? That's the other question, like, I'm kind of, me by now, a very reusable guy. All my pants I brought to the tailor, and they get stitched and stuff, so because I don't want to buy new stuff. I could, but why should I? It's still here and it's still around, and
and
it's
that's
also
your thing to do.
environmentally friendly and whatever. And I don't want to have new things until, I will wear my stuff until it falls apart, and then I throw it out, and then it's fine, and then I will buy some new shoes but I have so much stuff. So, and ask yourself, is it really, how much joy can it bring to buy new stuff again and again and again and again and again? You're just in the hamster wheel. And but this also brings me to the thing, you kind of said it a little bit, like, we are not above these people, I mean, we're just talking about it, and what I also have to tell myself again and again, advertisement fucking works, because otherwise there wouldn't be an advertisement.
There wouldn't be YouTube ads, there wouldn't not be that stuff if it would work.
What I mean is, like, I'm thinking I'm above it. I don't get influenced by this advertisement. I'm not, I'm so intelligent. I don't, you cannot get me with that. But it still works on a subconscious level. I know, I saw an advertisement for that. Oh, must be not so bad. And because, I mean, and so that's why there are millions in there. And we are just, we are as stupid as everyone else. We just like, we just maybe a little bit more aware of it, but we have to be very careful not to fall into the same trap. And the last thing I wanted to say, and I think I said it before, it's kind of funny when what you said about, the clothing stuff, and do you really want this, and do you just wear things because you want to fit into your peer group, or like you want to be seen as the metalhead, or like the poppy guy, or the whatever, with the trends, with the pouch bags and stuff. And I was like, oh man, like you're doing what everyone else does. Oh, how individual of you. Oh, your pouch bag is a different color. Oh, of course. But this means you're much more individual than the other one, because he has a same pouch bag but a different color, so it's something completely different. And for me, the funniest part is if I see a punk who dresses like a punk, because when he has put on the uniform of a punk, and I can see that he is into punk music because he dresses like a punk and he wears exactly. He puts this on his sleeve, and it's kind of like, how stupid is that? You want to be an individual and as free as you try to be, and you wear like a very close-minded person so that everyone sees how free you are to follow the rules of your genre. And this is really stupidity for me a lot, I mean, punks, you can hate me, whatever. Be a punk in your mind, but not if you wear a uniform. Yeah, well, you didn't get punk right anyway. That's my little thing on it here. It's maybe here, but I mean, you're younger than me, so I just wanted to say, maybe I'm a little bit older, and that's why I don't, I don't want to say that I'm wiser or something. But you got it, and you're much younger than me, so we have to avoid these traps because we fall into it as well, And I'm not saying.
And there's still, there's still some. I think you were saying double standards to it. So now I'm saying something, and then somebody could point out, but you're doing the same thing, and I could say, sure, I'm doing it, and then I will work on that. But being aware of the problem doesn't mean that you are not working, or that you're not still having the problem yourself. Just pointing it out doesn't mean that you still are not, a victim of that problem. So I think people they can get very aggressive when you're talking with them about that, because they think that you put that you put yourself above them, but you don't. You're just pointing out things, and you're still not better than them. you have maybe not that flaw, but you have tons of other flaws that they don't have, and that you might not be aware of. And that's, where communication should come in and stuff. And also, I'm not that good of a communicator, so that's a big flaw of me. I don't like to talk to people too much. I don't see a reason to talk to more people than is necessary. And of course, I'm changing that now. I'm trying to get more behind the people, actually caring for them and stuff like that. So that's a big flaw of me, for example.
But it's also that's a good point. To I think it's good to know someone own your flaws of yourself, and it's good to work on it a little bit. But also, I'm more like if you know that, then deal with it and just be open with it like you are right now, and say, okay, maybe I'm a little bit sometimes I don't get subtle hints or so, and then I misunderstand things, or it could be misleading how I talk, and just let it out to the other people, because I also what I wanted to say is kind of you have to be fine with yourself. It's kind of you can change in a little bit, but you have your genetic makeup, and this makes you the max you are, and you cannot change that completely. You can work out and get some more muscles and how to talk with people and stuff, but. Okay, one very real example is my wife. I guess you know my wife, and she's very introvert. And for her, it's really tough to have even, a normal conversation about a weather things or something, And I'm really, I smile inside when we are somewhere at a party and she has to do some small talk. And so, you like this food? Right? She's really she's struggling and stuff, and I'm like, be yourself, and if you are not this person, you can push it a little bit, but don't overdo it.
Stay true to yourself, of course.
This is what I mean.
The thing is, when you're getting aware of it, you're changing automatically in a positive way, though, because you have a problem. And you're working on that subconsciously, so you tend to not do things anymore. And of course, you're not doing a whole 180 turn just like that, and you're changing your whole character. I also don't, believe those people who are telling stories of, oh, I was so introvert as a kid, and now I'm going everywhere and doing it. No, you were probably not that introvert. Like, if you are really an introvert, you don't know. You wouldn't just, change the whole thing around. You would still have some of the experiences and stuff that are not going away, and some of the not traumas, but just experience, just the feelings of being an introvert that are not going away, that like at all, sometimes even. So
and this is absolutely fine. This is exactly what I wanted to say. Stay true to yourself, love yourself like you are, try to better yourself, but don't beat yourself up if you cannot be, when we're back to the trends, because today it's much easier if you're very talkative, and, you don't need to be you don't have to have a deep understanding of things, but for a person like me who knows a lot of things but very superficial, it's easier today. Because I can talk with almost everyone. There's a few things I'm not liking to talk about, like I don't like soccer or something. But usually it's easy for me. You know me a little bit, I can be your icebreaker, because I go somewhere and, what's going on here? Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm talking with people, and things are easy for me on a very superficial level. I try, of course, we have now a deeper conversation. So I can do that as well, but I don't have to pretend to be that, and or try to. It's not out of my comfort zone, and I'm absolutely fine. I find the people who are less like me and more like you actually more interesting. People who don't come at you and like. It's kind of like, okay, I get it. You need attention and you need to talk a lot and stuff. So this is where I'm trying to better myself to also listen better and to kind of shut up and not overtake conversations, because I did this in the past a lot. So you can change. We're back to square one.
Yeah.
You can change a little bit, but you cannot change your persona at all. So be fine with it. Live with yourself and don't beat yourself up. That's basically
because
what I want to say.
I think is that you brutally will snap back to old behaviors if it's done like that. So that when you are, like taking a completely turn around from your personality, and then one day you will just fall into a even deeper hole, which is not something that you should go for.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe we can change topics a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to say, let's go back to music. Let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back to music.
I wanted to, what I'm kind of really interested in, how, this is a really stupid question, and you might have heard it before. It's like when you have an interview for a job, and like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And so kind of, where do you want to go? What's kind of your personal goal with To The Max? Because we talked a little bit about, our backgrounds now. And what would you like to achieve? What is kind of, or what would be meaning success for you?
I think, like in that case, what I want to achieve, I already achieved that. So what I wanted to achieve originally was just to be able to write good music. That's the whole thing that I'm going for. And so to speak, I'm there already. Like I am already successful in my, in my bubble, in my working area. I am successful because I know how production works. I know how I can mix and master. Of course, I don't know everything. And there's still a lot of stuff that I didn't touch at all. But I reached my goal that I originally set for me. And now the next goal would be, I don't know, maybe doing other projects, taking other bands, producing their stuff, and then, see what they're doing and maybe change a bit. But for that where do I see myself in 5 years? I don't know.
This
maybe
was
having
just funny. I just wanted to know where you would like to go. I mean, your future vision. 5 years. This was just a joke, an inside joke for me, because I hate this question.
Yeah. No, but for the future, maybe having your own studio, and going bigger with music. That's now the goal. Just going bigger, not essentially writing more music for myself. I will still write music for my project, of course. That will not stop. But I will also try to do more different stuff, like maybe taking other bands and mixing their stuff, and going with other musicians, trying out new things, but staying true to what I like to do, and just going bigger in, the sense of equipment and knowledge, stuff like that. What I'm currently like thinking about, or where I don't want to settle down, is if I want to make it a professional thing. Because as we were talking about it now, professionalism is always killing, the creativity a bit, because to be professional, you need to compete, and to compete, you need to do certain things to be a viable option for anyone. So for all the older producers and people who are around since years, it's easier because they are established. They are kind of setting the trends, or they are just, they're so famous that they don't give a shit about whatever people are saying, and they can just do whatever they want. For me, it would be harder. I need to, get into it. I need to compete. I need to grow beyond the people that I need to compete with. And when that is connected to bending my vision of music and where I want to go, that's not something that I want to do. So for now, of course, being professional with it and doing it for a living, that would be great. But also, if it's connected to, giving up the original spirit of it, I would not do it. I would stick to doing, software engineering, or maybe doing a business with like my own business with software engineering, rather than giving up my creativity, because that's, you know, that's a whole another level of dedication and effort that is going into music, like from a emotional standpoint and, you know, expressive standpoint. It's something completely different, and I want to say more valuable, because it's very personal and very sensible. So yeah, I don't want to damage that for publicity, you know. So if I have the chance to do something and I have a good offer, sure, I would do it. But if there's like a, you know, a backtrap or something, then nah, not with me.
Yep. No, I think this is very important. You know, I'm always puzzled when I see, you know, advertisement agencies who kind of say they are so creative, and this, you know, and they sell creativity, and I could
Yeah.
never really. I mean, I get it, of course. You know, we have ideas and stuff, but how can you have ideas on the clock? You know, how can you
Yeah.
be? You get this project, sell this apple. Okay, now I'm doing Apple brainstorming, and stuff. And I always hate this, you know, if you're not into it,
Yeah.
if you have to sell weapons and you don't like weapons, or if you have to sell meat and you are a vegan or whatever, how can you do that? You know, I mean, of course you can say no to a program, but when you're coming in with this professionalism, if you have to live from that, you might have to say yes to things you don't really feel, you know, just to put food on the table. And I think this, yeah, like I think completely like you. I think I told you some of my former actors I acted with in you know, in other groups. We became professional actors, and I think it's great. I saw one recently on TV. He was in a World War II drama thing, and I was like, wow, he made it, you know, but he had to hustle, and he had to take every shitty job, I'm pretty sure, to just get there, you know, and to just put food on the table. And and we are in the lucky position we can do whatever we like to do. And in a way, it's good that we kind of have this collaboration, what we talked in the beginning about, because this means, you know, we have 4 people in our collaboration: you, me, and 2 others, and we all make music. And who are we gonna go to for mixing and mastering? We go to the Max, of course. And then this means already, you know, you have different influences, and you put on your stamp, so you're learning
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then, because this is like I do it with my video channel here, just do it, and you know, continue doing it, and then people will notice, and then, you know, you will meet other people. Oh yeah, I can mix it. Oh, I could have mixed it a little bit better. I could have taken maybe the heights out here, and the snare is a little bit too loud. And then people, oh, you think? And then you know, they send you a track, and can you just see what you can do with it, or you do a remix or something. And so I'm pretty, you know, this sounds like a good future projection, you know. The good thing for both of us, like I said at the beginning, is we both have good jobs, and we are kind of settled in. You know, we are absolutely no drugs, no what is it? No drugs, sex, yeah, and rock. Oh, okay, maybe a little
Rock
bit
and roll.
sex, but yeah, we just take the rock and roll, and this is cool. But like you, I see it. You know, we give our life some purpose, and this is important for us to have that, you know. And I don't wanna like you say stay over these people and say I'm so much better than other one. But really, like I said in my philosophical thing, is it really worthwhile to be on your deathbed and say, oh, I watched whole Netflix, everything I know on Netflix I watched, So yeah, well, you accomplished something, not much in my or in our point of view, but each to its own. If it's your thing, do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, um, this would be like. Do you have any last words? Because this would be like a good ending point, I guess.
No. I would go maybe a bit more about how we do things now
Okay.
here, like musician wise, because we wanted to talk about that since quite a while. We kind of missed the train
Oh.
with this talk.
Okay.
But that's not a problem because that's the beauty of the talks here, so that you'll just see where it goes. Like we planned a bit, like what could we talk about, and now it's gone somewhere completely different.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's, as I said, that's the beauty of it. No, but just uh, maybe more of an in-depth look on what to expect from our projects and what do you want to do, because I think now this talk could be a bit about our music specifically, what we are doing, and not just talking about what do we think and what are we preaching,
Okay.
but also like how do we do things. So how do we do things now?
Okay. You asking me or?
Yeah, how do we do things now?
Okay, so in my circle of friends, there is this Max, also known as To the Max, and he has golden hands with video editing and music mastering. And anyway, no, honestly, the point is, I realized I'm not a good musician. I can throw together a few tunes and beats and stuff, but what I think I can do best is singing. So I'm very fortunate that I know you and other people who make great tunes and good music and send it to me, and I'm just kind of putting my voice to it, and then we see where things go.
Yeah.
So this is also how we both work at the moment, that you have some ideas and you send it over to me. I put on my lyrics. I write some basic lyrics, and just that I have something for my vocals to go to, because it's easier to sing some real words than just kind of. And then we go back and forth and work on the song, and it slowly develops. And I like we have. I give you usually, I don't know, a couple of voice tracks, and then you do a Frankenstein, a Frankenstein, where you kind of cut together all the pieces you like and put it in one track and give it back to me so I can sing it in one shot. And then we go to the rehearsal space and try it out live.
If it's
that I
working
can
or
really
not.
exactly, because the thing is, what we both realize, and you can expand on this, is today it's really great. You can do a lot even on your home studio stuff, and even if I make a subpar performance, you can snip this out and that out and kind of put it together, and it will sound good. That's great, but we also, what we really want is, we want to be able to perform this live, and this means I can sing it in a few octaves, and I can do this and that, but can I really do it in one shot? For me, this is also the difference. If you do it to acting, acting in a movie is actually quite easy, because you can take a take. If you are a theater actor, you have to do it. This play is 2 hours long, and you have to do your part at the exact right time, at the exact, and this is what we also want to achieve with music. It needs to I need to be able, and you are also as well, to play it. Because you can overlay guitars and build mountains of guitars and whatever.
I think no.
My point is, we want to create music we also can perform. That's basically it.
Yeah. So the approach there is, like, if we're going more into a technical thing, of course, there are some tricks that you can, like do. For example, if you have a very, if you feel like that there is kind of a melody missing in your guitar riff or in your chorus or in a bridge, break, whatever part, basically, you can play the same guitar part again and one octave higher, so you have more of a, melodic harmony going on there, which is one of the tricks that I'm using for, emphasizing a melody when I need the deep strings sometimes of my tuning. But then I don't only want that, and I need more melody and more warmth. Then I put over another octave of playing. Of course, you will not have that effect live, but it's not very necessary live because it's so loud that you will have, a lot of more power, even if you just play the octave higher or just a low one. It doesn't really matter. But if you really need to compress it into, into your headphones, you can really go deep into that and thinking about that. And then the same goes, of course, with your vocals. What we try to do is, or what my wish was from the beginning was to let you sing however you want, to let you sing without a filter or without the genre kind of feel, so that you are not singing like, okay, that's metal, I need to crawl, or sing deep. No, just sing the way you feel inspired from the song. Just do your thing, be yourself when you're singing. And that's the nice thing about what we can do now when we are putting together the pieces and bits. I'm not going too deep into detail because that would destroy the purpose again of you are singing right now. But what I'm doing is I take what I like most, where I think you are shining through the most, and your characteristics, and I'm putting that into the Frankenstein. And then I'm sending that back to you, and then you're going over it again, and you can sing it for me perfectly fine the way I send it to you, because I didn't, artificially change too much. So that's, the trick that you can use for deciding where the song is going emotionally, and yeah, from the energy kind of. And yeah, other than that, there's not a lot of tricks that I'm really using for doing the music. It's like most of the stuff is pretty standard. Guitar has changed a lot, like the guitar sound over the year, over the 2 years. In the beginning, I was just using the Sense amp, and I used the straight signal because there's like amp in the room kind of a knob where you can simulate or emulate, microphoning with that device. But it's not really, for production, it's not very handy because, of course, you have the amp in the room feel, but you don't have any control once it's in the song. Because, it's like with the delay. If you record a guitar with delay right in the beginning, you don't have control over the delay in post-processing. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't want that. But for, emphasizing specific guitar riffs or the chorus, you need to have that control. So later I strapped that back, and I only took the direct signal, but the direct signal is too dry and there's no feel of energy, because that's one of the biggest production problems I think that you can face is you have a recording and it doesn't feel loud. It doesn't feel energetic enough. You're listening to it, but you can tell it's just an audio file that is playing. You don't hear that it's a guitar playing. You just hear it's an audio file playing. Also, when somebody, it's the same thing when someone is singing loud. It doesn't mean just because you sing loud that it feels loud. You need to make it feel loud. That's firstly the job of the singer, of course, to sound loud, to not only scream but to actually sound loud and to emphasize the energy. And then also for your producer to make magic and make it happen, that it actually feels like somebody is loud and the whole thing is loud. So with guitar that was pretty hard, because recording guitar is like, if you're talking about rock amps, it's not that hard because you don't need to make them very loud and they will still sound good, and you can just put a microphone in front of it and you're basically done. Of course, you can be very, artistic with it and try out different micings and angles and stuff. But that's, with every amp that you record. But yeah, the rock amps are not that loud, so they're easy to record. But if you want to go to metal, also metal amps are not going to be recorded too loud. But that's kind of, a lot of people are using the rectifier. Like that's a very famous metal amp. And what a lot of bands do is they don't use it correctly. They don't put it up full volume. You need to differ sometimes between the amps that you're working with. The rectifier is a power amp. So a power amp is basically the most iconic sound that is coming out of it is coming at the very last bit of volume, at the very last bit of, just the highest output level that you can achieve. That's when the last bit of distortion kicks in, which is making it a power amp. So if you want to record it properly, you need to have that thing full up. And that's very hard to record because it's having something so loud, you need to capture the full sound somehow, and that's very hard. Now, I would like to do that. We cannot do that because right here in my studio, I cannot, because it's like a living area, I cannot put a rectifier here and have it on full loudness. I think police would be here after 5 minutes if I start blasting. And also, we cannot really put it into the practice room because the practice room is not isolated correctly, and setting up a PC there and everything, it's not given at the moment. So what I needed to do then was I needed to go to emulating amps, and I stick now with the Guitar Rig, and I think Guitar Rig is pretty good for what it can do. It's emulating basically the dry signal and then going into the amp. It's emulating that, and then also it's emulating the microphoning of the cabinets. And it is very, very selling. Like there is nearly no difference, or there is no difference that you can hear between, real amping, like amp and mic, to emulating now. Because there are a lot of, old-fashioned guys who are like, no, you can hear that, I can hear that. There was a funny video that I saw where one dude, he was like, okay, I'm now going to play you the real amp, and then I'm going to play you the emulated amp. And then he said that you should vote for, if you could hear something. And then people were actually writing different things in there, and they were like, yeah, I could definitely hear it. And then he said, yeah, but sadly, both of them were the same recording. Both of them were the emulated signal. So... yeah, there's a lot of bias about digital, about the digital
it has
amping.
come a long way. I can remember as it started, I found it fascinating, but it still sounded like crap.
Yeah,
it was in the beginning. It was really not an option, but
Yeah.
now it has changed so much. Also with with the bass amps. I remember as I was still playing in this grindcore band, that. I had my combo I have in the rehearsal space, and you have to lug this around, and this is very heavy stuff, the amplifier and the box and stuff. And then there was they brought in a little thing, and it was enough. It was such a strong signal, and it was all digital, and it didn't sound bad at all, but this is very, for me, very recent and stuff. I still have the real thing, but for if you go on tour, and you have only one van, I would go for the smaller parts.
Yeah. So coming back to that, I tried out the Guitar Rig. And then I was, basically that was when I was so much into Rammstein that I copied their sound for the guitar, which I, luckily got back away of. So I was taking the rectifier, and then I have the sense amp here, so I could do a combo of that. The sound is great. Like I still love the sound a lot, and it's very powerful and it sounds good. But the label of it is already taken, and just because of respect and not falling into copying what is already there, I didn't stick to it. too long.
Mm-hmm.
And now what I'm doing is I built my own cabinet for the Sense amp. I'm only using the Sense amp now. I'm having, I think I have 8 tracks now for the guitar, 4 tracks each side, and then they are different,
Wow.
like they're playing at different times. There's always like 4 tracks, but 2 of them are always the same signal. So one is the direct signal, and the other one is the emulated amp signal. So you have you have the amp sound, but the amp sound can be very dull and very kind of stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you lay on top this direct signal, it's getting very clear and very defined. So that has a very nice sound. So there's mostly at one time in the main parts, there's just those 2 guitar tracks playing on each side. But then if it's kicking into the chorus and I need, the extra melodic part that I was talking about, the second like layers of guitars are kicking in for just the melodic part. So yeah, and it's giving it a very nice touch because you have you have a bigger variety in your sound without actually faking it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's still a real sound. It's still a real sound.
Yeah, it's still a real sound, and it sounds very pleasant the way, or like I'm very happy with how it sounds now because it's emphasizing the energy and the loudness enough, and you don't feel like just listening to an audio track anymore. That is just stick to your ears. Yeah.
And you also have a big library of synth sounds and stuff. So
Yeah.
you're experimenting around with this as well.
Yeah. I have the Omnisphere. I think a lot of people are not very liking the Omnisphere for it being so much that you don't really need all of it. And it has become kind of, they were going from very industrial sounds, like the atmosphere. I think that's how it's called. Atmosphere was very industrial, very, like eerie and immersive sounds that I love them. They're great. In my opinion, they are really strong in setting a mood for your song. So you will hear a lot of those. But also there are songs now that I'm writing that are very poppy in another way. Like they're using very pop-based synthesizers, but I'm playing with them in a way that they are fitting into my style. So I'm taking them, but I'm using them unexpectedly and different from what you might have.
But you also can, I mean, we talked about the freedoms of our arrangement, or how we collaborate. You also could do, if you really feel like it. You have now your To The Max, but if you have a real pop song with no guitar or something, and you still want to do it, you could also just open a new chapter basically and do it. And this is, for me, back again to the absolute freedom of music. Just do what you like, and sometimes you have to put a label on it, and if it doesn't fit into the more metalish thing what you are going for To The Max, I mean, it could be. I've we talked about it. I grew up with Fate No More, so for me this was an eye opener that you could be so crossover that even in the song it could change, from a pop song to a metal song or something, or mostly we did stick to one song is a metal song and the next song is a pop song and the next song is a rock song or something. But this is exactly for me. And I'm thinking for you as well, how music should be. There should be no boundaries. There should be kind of do what you like, and like we talked earlier, we let the music decide where it wants to go. And if you force into just guitars into the pop song and it doesn't fit, then let's make a pop song, and it could be just a fun little piece. And I would like it.
Yeah, the thought that you got me with that is. You can distinctly use pop synthesizers to emphasize a different or a specific topic in your song. if you're having a theme or a story or something, you can use specific synthesizers or sounds from genres to emphasize that. And then if you have your, your not outstanding, your remarkable sound, like guitar sound and drum sound and bass, of course, too. And you lay that on top of that, you can, you have this foundation of that's always to the max, for example. But everything in the topic is varying and going different directions, which is nice because you can emphasize topics more. You want to talk about everything as a musician. So if you have if you have more of a not funny song, but more of a sarcastic song with more irony, and you just want to emphasize on a dark topic, but in a funny way, or in an ironic way, then you can use pop synthesizers, for example, because they are emphasizing that joy a bit and happy world feeling kind of. But then in the background you have the metal sound and the dark background, and then it's having a very nice like the difference is playing along very nice though. The difference is making it special.
Yep, and I'm also just thinking about what you talked about earlier is if you really want to get into producing and stuff, it's also good to stretch your wings a little bit and also show off what you can do. So it's kind of building your portfolio. And I talked with one producer before, a German producer, and he kind of claims to himself that he can produce everything, and I talked with him about it, and he was like, yeah, I can, if you give me a ska band, I get into ska and I see what it is about and get the most out of it, and so it's and we talked about it for a while, and it's really interesting because I realized I always say, music is freedom, but I also realize I have a little, I have my view of it too. But this comes maybe more, like I said, from the DJ stuff, where where I need to be more strict, because otherwise I could, my radio show is very mixed bag. It can be a lot of different stuff, and it's fine, and it's okay, but it's established. But if I would play too much all over the place, then it would be, because this is maybe to bring it down to one point. If you make music for the mainstream or for everyone, you make music for no one. So in a way, I kind of have to limit myself, and also you to be to hone your skill in a certain, you carve out your niche, basically, where you can really shine, and this doesn't mean, you might work with an R&B star in the future, who knows, because we want to do something else, but it's kind of not your expertise. But sometimes, okay, this is now going off topic a little bit, but sometimes it's good to be out of your niche. I remember one of my first girlfriends, she made me a mixtape of love songs from heavy metal bands. It was kind of Napalm Death and whatever. And for me, it was so surprising, because if you are only doing, really hard stuff all the time, and then you're doing something very soft and very different, and then you approach it with a different eye, with a different ear, with a different way, more honest, because it's like if a pop band would do a metal song, it would be so much different, like a metal band would do a pop song, So anyway, this is not your topic, but what I'm saying is, stay focused to find your niche and to find your way, because people, we want a producer who kind of has a certain sound and a certain grip to it, So hone this skill, but don't stick to just one genre. That's basically. And but you said this in the beginning anyway. We are kind of genre fluid, and we have what, we like certain things more than others, but we are not strict and kind of putting other things out of our mind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the variety that you can give music. Um, just the different stuff that you can put into your song. And I don't mean to overly like put this synthesizer and that, and then chorus and choir and then strings and then we need a piano, and don't overdo it. But just sometimes what can happen is, especially when you have a simple song that is working already, but you feel like there is still something missing. So you're searching for a synthesizer, and then you're like, it's fitting, but I'm not very happy with that. Go for a different genre. Try to think about what do you want to emphasize with the song, and then go for genre that you connect that emphasizing to. You know, back to what I was talking about with the pop synths. I'm using them when I want to make it more groovy, when I want to make the song feel, a bit lighter, groovy, more dance metal kind of a thing, Then I'm using pop synth, so it's emphasizing that. So I'm doing all of those hybrids of different genres without labeling my music into now that's that and that's that. I'm just, I try to think about it like that. I'm making it easier for myself to set a theme for the song by thinking about what is the topic, what is the theme, and what genre would I connect to that. Maybe even when it's a critique, like a song with a critique, that I think about, okay, what kind of group do I critique, and what kind of music would that group listen to? So I'm using their music and I'm doing my own thing from it, and then it's getting very interesting with that. And yeah, um,
Okay.
I think that's to the everything to special to what to expect from our music, I guess.
Exactly. So my last question would be, and I know you cannot answer it, but I'm still gonna ask it, because assuming that the people are still with us and still have watched the whole thing, so I guess some
You
have a
right there.
question.
We mean you.
We mean you one person who watched this.
Yeah.
When can we expect something from To The Max? So what is your kind of release schedule? Because, as I'm a little bit involved, I know there's a few songs in the making, and you could release a single, or you can release an album, or you can release a double album, or whatever, or video, or so. What? So maybe this is the last question from me. What can we? When can we hear something from To The Max?
I think very soon there might be a teaser, maybe, of what to expect. Maybe a master cut. I don't know. Might have heard of that. When it comes to the full album and to the full songs, they will come when they're done. I don't want to be like, oh, that will be next month, 2 months. I don't know. I don't know yet. It could be tomorrow. No, but it could be next week. It could be in 2 weeks. It could be whenever. We are, I can say we are getting close to the end now already, because 2 years now working on the projects was mostly me learning how to produce, and both of us learning how to get along and to work together. So now I have songs that are 2 years old, but they're still cool, they're still good, and I'm reworking them at the moment so we can use them for the album. And yeah, for the future, then for the next releases, that will go a lot faster, I think. Putting
I
out
think so
music
too.
will be a lot faster. I will still take my time for writing those songs, because the good thing is, for my project, it's only one person, so I don't need to, talk to 5 different people about what to put into the instrumental. I can settle down with the instrumental myself, which is very fast, like mostly around a week, and I'm done with all the instrumentals and writing, and then I can give it over to you. So, um, yeah, it will be a lot faster after the first release. That's due to the learning of how to do things and how we can work together. And now we figured it out. And the last real effective or efficient working that we did was so fast now in the past month. We produced a lot. We used Sing a lot. We were working together. We were, I think, 6 or 7 songs at least this month that we were, finishing with production and vocals, that we settled down to how do you sing it and where do you sing and stuff like that. So it's going pretty fast now after all of the foundation is there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm now there, because it was very time consuming. There was a lot of effort and time and sweat and blood and gore and put into it.
A lot of
Yeah. And now I'm glad that I'm over the first, very, very hard bit of getting into all of that. Yeah. I think there will be something sooner than you might think, than might you even think. Yeah. We will see.
Cool. No, I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. Like for me, it's like I said, I'm very blessed, and I see it as a blessing that I work with people who can make very good music, and I just have to lay down my vocals, and that's really fun for me, because I know my strength and I know my weaknesses, and I could do a song, and I know sooner or later I will do one again. I will always make music until I die. That's for sure. But why should I, make a mediocre song when you or someone else can come up with so much better songs, and I just have to put on vocals and when we have to agree on the lyrics and stuff, and that's it. It's cool. I like that, and So in a way, I'm getting better through you, and you get more ideas through me, and so it's kind of a very fruitful working relationship. So. And this is putting it philosophically, what life should be about. To better yourself, to stumble forward, and learn new things, and getting to know new things, and just be happy with what you have achieved. And there's never an end to that, because in a year we will look back and like, oh, remember this one? Oh man, we're doing completely different stuff now, and that's fine. That's good. That's the fun of it, to learn while you're doing it. And anyway, so this I think we talked about it a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, so thank you very much, Max. It was nice to see you again.
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a while. Have a good evening, rest of the day. And I'm gonna see you in the studio, and I'm gonna hear more things soon, I guess.
Yeah, I hope for that too. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Was really enjoying the talk.
Okay, bye.
Bye.